And we're live. Hello, hello, folks. Welcome back to another, what is it, Wednesday? Wednesday live stream. I know we're like the single most unreliable YouTube channel when it comes to live streaming. We're going super hella extremely late tonight. Alex gonna be in around 7:30. We'll be going over some Starlight finished whiskeys. There's three. Honestly, they're all fantastic. So this is just going to be a live stream about us talking about how much we loved these bottles. Or okay, maybe not love, but they're all fantastic. They're all really, really good, especially for like the $60 price tag they're at. We'll also be running a giveaway today. So today we're going to be doing, here, let me clean this Glen up so it doesn't look as water stained, but we'll be giving away a Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans Glencairn, as well as a sample of this Starlight pick I have. This is my favorite one of the bunch. This is a story time pick. It is going to be the Port Night pick. Love this pick. Absolutely love it. So yeah, we'll be doing a giveaway for that. $5 will get you an entry into that. And that's pretty much what we're doing. So for the meantime, I'm going to hold down the fort for the next 15 minutes. Say hi to everyone in chat. By the way, what do you guys think about the new camera angle? Let me know. Let me know. I legitimately spent the last like 2.5 hours messing with the camera angles to try to figure out something that looked good before this live stream and filming a few videos. Also, what are we drinking tonight? I'm finishing up some Sagamore Spirits Cash Strength Rye Whiskey from a review I legitimately just filmed like 10 minutes ago. Got Hanging AZ in the house. As always, cheers. Nice to see you. Nice to see you as well, Jack. For a Tuesday about a bourbon that we're seeing in Wisconsin. I know nothing about Wisconsin whiskey. Got 4-leaf whiskey in the house. Cheers. The Irish Whiskey Bible. That's what I'm going to start calling 4-leaf whiskey that. She is the Irish Whiskey Bible. She is the single most knowledgeable source of Irish whiskey I know of. Also, please do us a favor. Go to her channel and subscribe. Please subscribe. If one of my mods wouldn't mind dropping the link down below, subscribe. Fantastic. Okay, finally the host is on. Yeah, sorry, it was a minute and a half late. Barely made it on time, or kind of sort of on time. It'd be like that sometimes. Jack's saying Storytime is Starlight. I mean, Storytime's also legit, but Starlight is legit. I wish we got them here. Yeah, there's no distribution on my end either. These all, so I got one is a Storytime pick, and the other two are Sealbacks picks. So unfortunately, you got to buy them online in Arizona, but they're well worth it. I just suggest if you can buy them in like a bulk packaging, because shipping costs a lot. So I like to, when I do buy online, I like to buy a lot of whiskey all at once and then just pay like a bulk shipping cost instead of like $20 for shipping one bottle. I can do $35 or so for shipping, say like 8 bottles. Worth it in that set at least. Jack, which pick do you got? The Sealbacks pick or the Port Night pick? Starlight and Starward mixed up. Yes, yeah, I always do too. I mean, I just got Storytime and Starlight mixed up. So setup looks legit. Yeah, I say we, but it's all me. The last week I've spent a significant amount of time and energy upgrading the infrastructure of the set. Or the studio, whatever we want to call it. Got a new tripod, got a TV mounted in front of me, so now I'm looking at a TV instead of down on my computer. Got that shelf up there, got some lights installed. Took me way longer than I want to admit because I'm not a professional, but I like it. Also, if you guys wouldn't mind, please do me a favor, like this video so more people can see it, more people can join in on the chats and getting into shenanigans. 4-leaf whiskey, Russell's Tenure still tastes like spearmint gum to me. Huh. I've never gotten that on Russell's 10-year, but I do love that. Love that budget bourbon. Pour some Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. Not a bad pickup at all. I picked 3 Starlight barrels last month. They should arrive next week, saving some for you and those bourbon guys. I mean, I would love that. So these are the only 3 Starlights I've had, and I'm a sucker for Finnish whiskey, but I'm all in on Starlight. From these 3, I don't care. Any bottle I see of them, especially once they hit our market, I'm buying. No hesitation, no regrets. I'm just buying them. Yep. Yes. Please go subscribe to Stacy 4-leaf whiskey. She's fantastic. As the host calls it, the Irish Whiskey Bible. Yes. I mean, I'll have to. I need like a catchy nickname. 4-leaf. I mean, I'll probably just call you 4-leaf Stacy, but the single best person to go to when it comes to needing more information about Irish whiskey, for sure, Stacy. The Storytime Port Night pick. Would love to try other. Sealback is putting out some amazing picks. Yeah, so far of what I've had, there's one Sealbacks. Am I pronouncing it wrong? I totally am. I for sure am. But there's one I have. It's a Canadian rye whiskey that's 10 years old at cask strength. It's like 125 proof, and it was finished in gin barrels. That's the only pick I've had of theirs that I'm like so about, but it's just because it's stupid weird. I just don't get it. Got Mike Stahl in the house. Cheers. If someone wouldn't mind, post their link in chat as well. Go check them out. They're fantastic as well. Did you enjoy your JD Triple Mash review earlier? Need one after enjoying the Bonded? Yes, I absolutely love the Triple Mash, but I'm also a huge malt guy. I like single malts. Like I have a whole shelf that's pretty much all American, actually a shelf and a half that's all American single malt. So I'm into that. That's my jam. Outside of, I have a whole wall of bourbon, so I guess objectively I'm more into bourbon, but still pretty fantastic. And the man of the hour himself, if I can find my mouse, there we are, adding the stream. Cheers, Alec.
Cheers, everybody. How's it going?
How are you doing, man?
Good. I just finished up a presentation for school, and I am ready to do some reviewing.
To start drinking some whiskey.
That too.
Oh, by the way, the giveaway, I didn't mention it. That's scrolling down there below. $5 gets you 1 entry. We're giving away a package of a Glencairn and a sample of the Port Night, which is my favorite one. I'm sure Alec's going to love it just as much as I do. And if he doesn't, I'm going to rip through the screen and beat him up. But we're giving away that. Down below in the information of this video are all of the ways you can donate that money to us through, there's like 3 or 4 links. I don't know. Has been a while since I've checked those, but they're down there. Casey in the house.
Wow.
Love the background, Alec. I don't know if that's sarcastic shit talking, but
most likely, but as expected.
By the way, Alec, what do you think about the music?
Oh, the lo-fi? I think it's nice. Did you pick that up from Independent Joe? Did you feel like we needed to have a little something?
Yeah, I felt like I felt like we were missing that, and StreamYard has it in there, so I was like, oh, well, that's easy. I have to
So
pay to
up
add
the
our
lo-fi.
own music.
Well, it's a good thing we don't have our own. Oh, wait, like our own composed music or our own music of choice. Okay. All right. By the way, the flight we're doing today, Starlight, is this one that you gave me a while ago?
Yes, this is the oldest one. We're so far behind on this one.
So there's good news. Actually, there is no good news. There's just bad news. I don't have anything in the bag that has a Starlight on there anymore, which means that there's a good possibility I accidentally used it for a different flight a while ago. So
it would have been like the original one.
What do you mean?
Like the first one, like when I got back.
Uh-huh.
Like the first set of samples I gave you. Dear Lord.
Well, there was a blind because I have the paper and it says there's a blind and then it says Starlight in there. And I remember us going over and we decided we were doing a Starlight flight. So that was what I poured that day, I believe. Unless I'm just missing because I have everything else. I have what I would believe
to be. What do the samples say? There should be like a... There should be an ABC.
Yes. Yes. All of the bags that I have are...
Oh, no.
Yeah, we're out on the Starlight. There, I'll get you the piece of paper. How about that? I hope you have a backup plan. Unless I moved it, which is possible, but I doubt it as well.
This is what I deal with, folks.
Hey, you know what? He's right. He's absolutely right. All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Kablam.
Starlight. It's upside down, by the way. Starlight flight. Yeah, 1 ounce bottles. So what? The smaller bottles.
Yeah,
no, I drank those. Oh, when?
Yeah. Whenever we went over this, and I chose those bottles. Obviously.
Okay, guys, we're not doing that. We're not drinking Starlight today. Shit.
But I have every other flight that we've had planned, so we can do any of those right now.
Do you have the Broken Barrel one?
Yep. Broken Barrel.
Okay, let's just rip that. Well, guys, Audible, we're not doing Starlight. I owe you guys Starlight live stream.
He really does. I mean, tell this man to get it together.
We'll do this in the next future. That being said, giveaway is still the Starlight Port Night. It's a fantastic bottle. I mean, Jack can just tell you it's fan-freaking-tastic. So just bear with me one moment, guys, while I get my shit together. Or will I get my shit together because Alec doesn't have his shit together.
Look, my shit is all compact and together, just so you know. But yeah, this was a bit of a ball drop on my end. I'm willing to put that out there. That's for sure. But anyway, while Steve is getting himself ready for the Audible, how is everybody doing? Looks like we got quite a few of us in here tonight. And okay, yeah, wow, there's actually a lot of people here tonight. I love it. Chug that, Steve. Why not? There's nothing you're missing out on, right?
I'm so upset at you right now.
Look, if anything, you should have known when we originally did the flight that I mistook the Starlight flight for, because I probably said, is it these ones? And you said yes, and I said cool, and so then I poured them into the Glens.
Well, one of our live streams in the past, you're drinking a completely different whiskey than I am.
Yes, I wish that it would have been one of the live streams where, well, if it was a blind, which I don't know if it was.
What if it was last week's? And you're just drinking like, okay.
I mean, that would give me a lot more credibility considering how bad I did last week.
No, it gives you no credibility because you didn't read.
Whoa.
It's not like I wrote it in like a colored marker.
No, we also wrote There's two different things on the paper, and this was in a
Okay,
bag
okay.
with two
Well-
different sets of bottles.
We'll side chat this bitch sesh later.
Let's go.
Well, guys, what?
No, let's go. We're
Oh,
gonna
okay,
side
sorry.
chat this bitch later. Let's go.
So you should have 5 samples now. Correct, Mundo?
I have 5 samples.
Okay, cool. And let me see.
Broken Bottle Live.
Are they named?
Yes, they are. Better than
Okay,
the
cool.
Starlight one, that's for damn sure.
Hey, dude, sometimes it's hard to write all these things.
I'm sure it is. Sometimes
Four
it's
Leaf
hard
Whiskey says, I'm probably the one person who sees Wild Turkey or WT and doesn't think Wild Turkey. Yeah, I think that when I see WT, I mean, I just did that right there. I see WT and I instantly said Wild Turkey. Wild Turkey.
Where are we seeing WT?
WT. I'm in for any cigar blend. You know, OCS will be a cigar blend. Yeah, cigar blends are for sure. Like, I mean, Finnish whiskey just in general, fantastic. I've never had Starlight. Well, fun with whiskey, Alec, neither. Or I guess you have. You just drank it and you didn't realize.
It was fantastic, I must say. Just exquisite bourbon.
Bruno, stop barking, please. Okay, guys, we are pulling an audible. I apologize. Still doing the giveaway. This is a nightmare of a video. I guess I get that, Stacy. The 4-leaf whiskey or WT equals writer's tier. That's some like bougie Irish whiskey brand, I think. It's fancy. Okay, so let me see. Let me put these in order. So we're gonna do the rye last. Or how do you want to do this, Alec? Rye last?
Well, strength should be last, so the cast strength should be number 5. I don't know what cornucopia is.
Do you want to go? So here, we'll go. So Broken Barrel, small batch, 95 proof. We're going to do that first, and then we're going to go back in proof, but I'm guessing go up in quality with the California oak.
Okay. Then
Cali
the rye,
oak,
then the cornucopia.
Then cornucopia, and then strength.
Cool. Okay. I'm glad we had that figured out.
Smancy.
Good job, everybody. Good job.
Yes.
Good job.
So, guys, we are getting into a flight of Broken Barrel whiskey. So, Broken Barrel, I think they're a California-based distillery that's also from Kentucky. So I know they source their whiskey and they break their barrels up into like so they source whiskey and then they finish it in like vats where they break up barrels, and that's where they get the term Broken Barrel. And then there are all sorts of different like barrels that go into this. So here, bear with me one minute.
Barrels?
Barrels.
Barrels, as some might say. Yeah, I'm glad we get to watch you squat while you're up there, buddy boy.
I'm so glad I put pants on for this. I was going to do this without pants on. And then I was like, yeah, what if I got to stand up? And so far this whole live stream, I've been doing nothing but standing up to get shit because you effed up.
And it's wonderful. I'm enjoying every bit of it, by the way. This is fantastic.
I'm going to die at a young age because of you.
At least you don't have to worry about losing your hair.
Oh, okay, because that's already gone. Okay. Yeah, so for example, I have the small batch rye and bourbon. So the mash bill is 70, 21, 9. So 70 corn, 21% rye, and 9% malted barley. I know it is, damn, that is hard to read. Produced and bottled by Broken Barrel Whiskey, something Kentucky. Okay, either which way it's sourced, it doesn't mention who it's sourced from, but the oak bill is 40% ex-bourbon barrels, 40% French oak barrels, and then 20% sherry cask oak. So they're kind of cool. So what they do is they source this whiskey and then they break barrels and then they put the broken bits in there, but they do it in like a ratio of 40-40-20, at least for the Broken Barrel small batch. And then the rye, let's see if the oak barrels. Okay, so this is one of their original ones, like the original bottles, and it doesn't have the percentage of the oak bill, but it says French oak, ex bourbon, and Oloroso sherry. It's the same oak bill, assuming
Okay.
same percentage.
So as you were describing it, all I could think about was like, the broken barrel bits being put into the whiskey. I was like, it kind of makes me think of like pulpy whiskey in a way. Not that there would actually be, like stuff left over in it, but that's kind of like the idea that I like put in my head, just imagining a bunch of these like little
Chunks.
bits of barrels. Yeah, just like floating around in there. Like you go to get like
It's gonna
a
be
little
chunky.
taster, and you're like, ooh, that's got a little extra splinter to it.
Shit's gonna have nuts in it.
Yes, that too. All right. So we're gonna do small batch first.
Yeah, Jack says that's a decent rye mash bill. Cheers, David Bass. Nice to see you. Cheers, everyone. Thank you guys for watching. This is the most out of control live stream.
Keep it up, Stevie boy. All right. You know what? In the world of entertainment, nothing goes to plan. All right. The lights go out, the audio is cut. You and I are going to stand up on a stage. We're going to rip our shirts off. We're going to start pouring whiskey all over ourselves and pretending like we have anything to live for. Okay.
We're for sure not going to do that, but okay.
Oh. Okay. I was thinking, never mind. Live event.
No,
it's okay.
Dusty,
yes.
We are not doing a vodka special.
Yes, ever. We are. We're doing a vodka special.
No. Okay.
Just for fun.
So this one we are getting into is the small batch. So this is 95 proof, and like I said, the oak bill is 40% ex bourbon, 40% new French oak, and 20% sherry cask oak. So this is some interesting. Like, this is the only company I know that does this. That being said, is the whiskey any good? And this one, I do know the price point is like $30 in our area. So this is the small batch is the only one that's hit our area so far.
Honestly,
so I can't speak on the
smell so far. It's got a good nose. And for $30, I'm glad you said 30. I was really worried that you were going to say this was like a $45, $50 bottle, and that it was just going to be like one of those things you have to really like want and have that niche for. Otherwise, it's not worth the money. But $30, you can get behind a lot with $30. And you can definitely tell the French oak. Cherry is not as prominent, but I guess that is only the 20%. But the French oak, I dig. It's got that Maker's 46 kind of note to it, but it's also mixed in with a lot more like a cherry and vanilla.
Oddly enough, the French oak reminds me of that Glenlivet French oak finish one.
I could also see
like
that.
I'm getting more of the similar notes to that than the Maker 46 finish. Because it's oddly like spicy, but spicy in a peppery kind of earthy way. And then it goes slightly like plummy. Like it's a dark blue fruit.
I'm not getting like a ton of spice, but I do give you the plum at the end. That I can see. And then
there's a weird astringency with it.
I was going to just say a little bit like heavy nut on the front, and then it kind of leads into that like dark fruit, like the plums, and then it also has that more like vanilla-y flavor.
I get like a creamy astringency, like a funky cream that I don't like.
Sour cream, maybe?
No. It's not like rye, or it's not like a weeded funk type thing. I need to pour some MGP rye. Bullet will have to do. Yeah, so Bullet, probably my least favorite MGP rye, but still half decent for the price.
I was going to say, you can't beat the price, honestly. It's one of the better budget ryes, like budget ryes.
Cheers, Whiskey Wars. Nice to see you. Mods, if you wouldn't mind dropping his link down there below, go check him out, subscribe, do all those great things. Thank you. Thank you. I found a bottle of Templeton Rye recently, and it's one of my favorites now. Well, I think another blended MGP.
I was going to say, I think that's the one bottle that we see all the time here, but Steve and I never actually get it.
there's a history with that company. A lot of people don't like Templeton because they're not very forward with their sourcing. Like they source from MGP. A shitload of people source from MGP. There's nothing to be ashamed of with it. But I feel like at least in the past, I've heard that they like try to subvert it. So I don't know. I don't really need any more like rye whiskey. We live in Arizona. Rye whiskey is like it's like a 4 months out of the year type thing.
Yeah, that is very true, actually. Only for the winter, essentially, from October until March, maybe.
Would you say that's Winnipeg or Winnie Pig? Because I said Winnie Pig when I read it, and I was like, that's a funny name.
Well,
Winnipeg.
yes.
It's Winnipeg, Canada.
Winnipeg, Canada, like.
But I said Winnie Pig, and I was like,
I mean, Winnipeg could mean a lot of things, you know.
Is it soapy? Is that soapiness?
I get that is that creamy.
There's some funkiness in there.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah.
Okay,
it's
yeah,
soapy,
Winnipeg. Yeah, I know Canada has a weird whiskey market. So yeah, if you can get it, smoke them if you got them. You know, that's how I always am. Bullet Rye and ginger ale is a good summer drink. Yeah, I could see that for sure. That's a very light rye whiskey.
I was gonna say you also have to have a lot of ice. I feel like that would not be a nice warm whiskey drink. That's a chilled cocktail.
Dude, who drinks ginger ale warm?
The insane.
Exactly.
Or in some cases me, because I forgot to put it in the fridge.
I'm just gonna go back to the first like 15 minutes of this live stream.
Where
you showed up without the whiskey. Let's get on the palate.
All right.
Like you could have told me all day. Yeah, there's like a creamy soapiness. Like it's funky. It's like tannicky.
It is, and the palate has way more of that astringent flavor to it. It's kind of almost like maybe this is just because we had. Does it taste a little bit like it's got like a cut of vodka in it, actually?
No, I get what you mean. Like it's like a blend. It tastes like a blended whiskey.
Right, but it's like the end of the palate. There's no flavor left, but it just has that very ethanol forward, astringent, kind of vodka-y flavor. You know, like I'm not digging it.
There's for sure like a soapy, tannicky note on it. It's like a fruity soap. It's like some bougie Bath and Body Works soap.
I think it's kind of like a soapy soap.
You boys like to drink soap?
Yeah, exactly. Just like that.
This one I've actually had before doing this. Obviously, seeing as how I have the bottle, so I already had my predisposed opinions on it, and
your predisposed opinions.
It's different. I like the nose way better than the palate.
Agreed, definitely. It's just very. I mean, even when you look at it, I guess it is extremely light. Like that is some light color, if we're being honest. So I am not terribly surprised by it, but
Can you even tell on the camera the guy she told you not to worry about? Like this is the rye, and I will say the rye is a little bit on the darker side, but like that's a huge shade transition.
Yeah, well, and I don't know. I don't like the soapiness. Now that we've talked about it, it's all
it's soapy, right? Is it?
It is. Like the nose isn't super soapy, but the palate is extremely soapy, and it's killing it for me, if I'm being honest.
It's so not good.
Yeah.
Bourbon Neophyte in the house. Cheers, man. Nice to see ya. Yeah, I'm done with that one. I don't really.
We're gonna put that aside.
If he ain't got nothing good to say about it, don't say nothing about it or something like that.
Dusty, I'll save this one for you so you can have some of the vodka-esque bourbon.
I have a whole bottle of it. Don't you worry.
There
You're more than welcome to try it.
There you go. All right. Shubba. Okay, into the Cali Oak.
Cali Oak. So this is same general thing, but oh sweet, this one has the oak bill on it too. Oh wait, did the other one have it? Oh wow, I didn't even read that. Okay, so mash bill on this sucker is 70% corn, 21% rye, 9% malted barley. So basically same mash bill as the previous one. Oak bills 80% Central Coast Cabernet Staves. Cabernet Sauvignon, man. Red wine is the hardest stuff for me to pronounce.
I think wine in general is hard for you to pronounce. Oh, Scotch is 10 times harder to pronounce. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
And then 20% new French oak. So it's mostly like it's a cab finished with a little bit of French oak, which has me excited because your boy likes red wine finished stuff, and French oak also is pretty enjoyable.
Oh, ooh, that is fruity deliciousness right there. That is like.
Okay, I'm way more into this one.
Oh yeah, that is.
This one's fruit cocktails.
Yeah,
dude, it's like it's red fruit punch.
Yeah, it's basically strawberries, raspberries,
lemonade,
whiskey.
Strawberry lemonade, fruit punch. Strawberry lemonade, fruit punch. You blended it up, so it's like a 60-40, like strawberry lemonade and fruit punch.
I don't know about the lemonade per se, but I can kind of see what you're saying. Like it has, like a nice sweetness.
Okay, maybe my ratio's off, but there's like a little like lemony lemonade type.
I was gonna actually say more like a limeade, but same idea. Yes,
strawberry limeade.
There we go. Jeez, man, why didn't you say that the first time?
I'll give you limeade. I think limeade's better.
Well, what if it was more lemonade-y, I would say that it's got that more like acidic kind of underlying, like tonic water, not tonic water, but like what I'm saying, like a fizziness to it. But limeade, I usually think of as like pure, like sweet, like not sweetness anymore, just pure, nice citrus, and then it's just cooked into the strawberry flavor, and then it's got a nice little French oak on top.
Yeah, a little bit of like a pepperiness. I'm a huge fan of this one on the nose. Like going back to the original, dude, so much better. Why is that so soapy? This one's fantastic though.
Oh yeah.
Like just release this. I mean, I don't know how expensive Cabernet Sauvignon barrels are from the Central Coast. But
that might be a little bit expensive considering it's California and that's kind of getting towards wine country.
That's true.
But nonetheless,
dude, so much better. Instantly better. So much better.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, Steve.
Yeah, I actually really like this. This one.
It's also got like a really nice. Like I get the cab finish for sure, because even though it's fruity, which obviously wine, but it's also like the cab finish gives it this really nice, like kind of I don't know, like it's like a soft yet kind of like filling, just girth to it. The nose has girth to it, which I think is really cool. Maybe that's what I'm trying to get at here.
Girth.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Okay. So you can definitely
not as exciting on the palate.
I was gonna say you can definitely tell that these come from the same distributor for sure. It has a really similar base. There is a tinge of that soapiness on it as well, but it's not kill it. It's not drown the damn thing and don't let it breathe. It's just like a little soapy, but it still has. It doesn't have a super fruity flavor, but it has, I think, still a little bit of that cab flavor, which is nice. Overall,
I like it. I would need to know how much this bad boy costs.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, if this is another $30 bottle, buy this every time, and I'll make sure to buy one of the small batch so that way I can throw it at somebody. But other than that, I think that this is good, and at 30, worth it. 40 and 50, you know.
Yeah, I would hope to see this at like 40. I wish so this one's only 88 proof. So I kind of wish it was proofier. Because I think the nose is fantastic. The nose is the best part about it though. The nose is just straight fruit cocktail.
Well, I'm glad that it still has like a good French oak flavor to it as well, because I think that was pretty much lost in the palate on the small batch. So the flavors that are retained in the Cali Oak, I think, are really good. It's just not like overwhelmingly fantastic. I'm not going to drop my pants. Okay.
Interesting choice of words there.
Ding.
That's crushable though. That's a crushable finish whiskey. Like, it's sweet, it's fruity, it's so easy to drink.
It's got like the right amount of nuttiness to it as well.
Yeah.
Not too nutty, but it's got a little nut, and I dig that.
Yeah, you get that French oak spiciness on the back end, like right at the start of the finish.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. Like, because even though it's like, it does have that French oak spiciness on the end, it's not like overwhelming or abrasive or aggressive. Like, this is crushable.
Very crushable indeed.
Yeah, super, super crushable.
But see, now I am really generally curious about how the base for the rest of these are, because considering these first two, you can definitely tell. I want to know what kind of transition there's going to be getting into what you can, like you said already, is definitely a darker rye, and then cornucopia. Cornucopia looks real dark.
Yeah,
I like that.
So getting into like the color. So, where'd my mouse go? Okay. Whiskey coloring usually depends on the type of barrel aging in the whiskey. I think it's BS that companies are adding caramel color to make it seem their whiskey's aged longer. Thoughts? So I don't know if that's a huge thing in the US market. I know that's a huge thing in Scotch where, dear Lord, that dog. In the Scotch market where companies will add whiskey to make it appear aged. They'll add coloring to their whiskey.
You sure they don't add whiskey to it, Steve?
I hate you. I can't stand you. The shit you pulled today, and you're gonna ride my dick like this.
Oh yeah, baby.
The shit you put me through.
It's okay. It's okay. Come on.
No, like
give us the lowdown, please.
I personally, I could care less. Like,
well, no, I do think that there is, I think, a little bit of dishonesty in it, because you can go to the store, look at a bottle of whiskey, and think, man, that's some dark whiskey, you know, like just to a common consumer, it will maybe, you know, throw off.
Oh yeah, to a common consumer.
Right. But that's what I mean, is that, you know, take it one step past common consumer and somebody who's just getting into whiskey. And they are like, wow, I've noticed that I enjoy a lot of these darker whiskeys more. They start looking for that on the shelves. They buy a bottle and they're like, damn, this is kind of shitty. Why? And then you find out, oh, it's because someone put some coloring in it. I think that's where it kind of draws this is, you know, I think it's a selling point by the company, and I think it's kind of dishonest.
I kind of get where you're at with that, because so taking myself out of like the whiskey game, going into the cigar game, because I know about as much about cigars as like someone getting into whiskey knows about whiskey. So like I know hardly anything about cigars, and I just know like the darker wrappers I usually like. Like I have my go-tos and things I'm like, okay, I like that. I don't know how to pull apart a cigar or anything like that. So like I'm super new to that, and I just kind of go based off of color and price, because some shit can get wildly expensive for a cigar.
Fair. But yeah.
But I guess putting myself in that shoes, I could see how it would be dishonest. So I could see how that's kind of shitty. But like, so for someone like me in the world of whiskey, I personally don't care, but I could see how it's not fair to your average consumer, or it's not ideal. Like, I think you're kind of trying to pull a fast one.
Right. And I think
I
that
get
that's, yeah, it's just, like I said, it's the fact that a company knows that they're appealing to a market or a niche of a market that might get them more sales, but they're not going to necessarily retain the name because people will say, oh yeah, bought it, tried it, it was absolute garbage, don't do it. You know, like, it's not going to necessarily save the reputation.
Yeah, Bourbon Neophyte says, I don't want color added or filtration. I can speak on behalf of filtration. Although, to be fair, there was one time I went to, I'm not going to name names because I don't like shit talking companies by any means.
Oh no.
But it's like a crafty one. So like this shit wouldn't happen at a non-crafty location. But I had a bottle that was non-chill filtered that was literally so opaque I couldn't see through the bottle.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It was like opaque in the sense of like the whiskey was just so cloudy and foggy. And dear Lord, I drain poured.
Like you're looking at a hazy IPA version of whiskey.
Yeah. I drain poured it because I got a huge headache from like the one night I drank it a few times. And it wasn't terrible whiskey. It was a little youthy, but it was a craft distillery. We were checking out places. I wanted to support them, things of that nature. No. Bigger companies, I don't want them to chill filter, but like newer craft, like if you got a chill filter to make your stuff good, chill filter, please. Whiskey War says Dalmore adds color, and that's probably why I haven't picked up a Dalmore. Casey. Eating quesadillas for dinner.
Quesadillas, huh?
Alec, I'll let you take that one.
Well, I don't think they have much bourbon at the house,
whiskey
but
pairing.
Quesadilla whiskey pairing.
Tequila.
Well, yeah, tequila would be actually, Steve. Your tequila bottle that you got from the Adventurous Stills, that probably would be pretty good. But that's also tequila, not whiskey.
It's chocolatey. Mr. Lopez in the house. Cheers. Yeah, I can see how that work. Honestly, after our little tequila investigation, when did we do that? Like a few months ago? I'm so over tequila. I want to get into this rye.
I want to get in this one. I want to get on this rye. Yes.
I've been smelling it and drinking it for the past like 5 minutes.
Oh, thanks for the heads up.
Whiskey Mountains did a full video on chill filtering. Go to her channel and look for the video. Yeah, I think I've watched that. And I think she overall said it didn't have any impact. And my one experience of it being like, hey, they should have done it. It might have just been because it was crappy whiskey and they didn't know how to make the appropriate cut. So chill filtering would have probably not mattered. But again, I don't know much about that. Fireball seems about the right speed for a quesadilla dinner.
I don't know about that.
I can't disagree with that.
I don't know
you're eating quesadillas. Story time in the house. You're looking chocolatey, Steven. Well, thank you. Sorry we're not drinking your whiskey tonight or your pick. We were, but then somebody got overzealous and drank their samples.
I did, and I'm not ashamed. It was fantastic, beautiful,
absolutely
10 out of 10. Would do again. I'm waiting for Steven to send me another one. He just won't do it.
We do actually. We have their MGP Jefferson's picks that we are gonna do like a side-by-side comparison, that's a really cool thing we're gonna do probably in the next few weeks. I don't know, whenever we get to it.
So I agree. It's got some chocolate. It actually has a nice almost hazelnutty flavor or aroma to it that I'm kind of digging. And then there is a really, really tiny soapiness on the end again. I don't know if you got that, but I get a tiny soapiness.
I think you're looking into it. And so the stats on this bad boy, 105 proof. So proofed up. And it's maybe this little sample will tell me. So it's a 95.5 rye. Oak bill is 40% bourbon, 40% French oak, and then 20% sherry. So the same as the small batch. And then this is their small batch rye whiskey. Although this one says Kentucky straight rye whiskey, and the one I have says small batch rye whiskey. So
inconsistency.
Don't know. Well, so this is their original batch.
Oh, okay.
That I actually have. But
which one did you pour from?
The sample. So same one you're drinking.
Okay, gotcha.
By the way, to make up for the nightmare of this live stream and letting Storytime down by not stroking their ego of how much I love Port Night, if one of my mods wouldn't mind, can you all drop the link to Storytime down there below? They're fantastic non-distilling NDP, non-distillery producer who does some pretty fantastic picks. And they're made up of people from the community, like a lot of people know Shane and whatnot. So check them out. They're fantastic. And so far I've picked up every single one of their picks that I've been able to afford. And I can 110% say all in on all their stuff. Yep. Thank you, Storytime. Thank you for plugging your own stuff.
No, I'm just teasing. I love a good self plug.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was plugging. He just assisted me plugging him. I do the same thing. But yeah, go check them out. It's like a Patreon-esque account type thing. You get access to the guild club, whatever you want to call it. And you can pick up some pretty fantastic picks. I believe they still do have the Jeffersons and the Port Night pick. And if you can buy one, pick up that Port Night pick because it, honest to God, might be my favorite pick I've gotten this year. Dustin Scott says, some people say that they like whiskey with a kick, spice, a boom. Others like their whiskey for a smooth, easy drink. Which one should I drink for a boom? Which one for a relaxing evening? Alec, take that one.
Yeah, Dustin, next time you're over here, or I feel the need to bring the bottle, here's the boom. And Steve knows all about it.
Another great pick I've picked up this year.
Fantastic. It is 128.4% or proof. And it is, the definition of boom, I'd say, honestly, because it's spicy, but it's also got really good flavor. And you can tell the proof on it. But I can say that there are other bottles that Steven and I have tried that are equally as boom flavored, but do not have the same kick. They range about 10 proof lower, and they can definitely rock your socks just as easy. So I think that if you want something like that, grab a barrel proof or a cast strength rye. They seem to pretty much always deliver. And then for a relaxing evening, that also very much so depends, because I know that you're a fan of vodka as well. So you probably don't want anything that's going to be super tamed, I'll say. But you probably would like something that's a little bit more of that chocolatey, vanilla, something that's just a good, like, finishing the night, chilling kind of drink, in which case Old Forester 100, I think Steve and I can both agree on for a relaxing evening.
Yeah, if someone didn't drink these bottles, I could reference Starlight finish picks, because they're 110, so they bring a nice amount of proof, but they're also finished. And the I think either the sherry or the cognac one. So the port one's not as spicy; it's more like dark red fruits. But I think it's I can't remember which one off the top of my head, but one's a little bit spicier, and like if you can get a finish, it'll just pack a lot of flavor without a lot of proof and aggression.
Yeah, actually, on that point, sherry finished or port finished or any kind of like a really fruity
red wine finished.
Yeah, wine basically finished. All those are perfect for easy drinking. And then this is something you'll be able to actually do pretty easily. Go to Trader Joe's, the one that's on.
Are you going to plug that shitty scotch?
I'm going to plug the shitty scotch. Go to the Trader Joe's.
No, because then you're
on
going to
Gilbert
ruin
and
their
Baseline.
Opinions on scotch. No. It's an
easy easy drinker, as he's asking for. It's got good flavor, it's cheap, and it's available. Go to Trader Joe's on
Look.
Gilbert and Baseline and get the Trader Joe's Sherry Finished Scotch. Easy drinking, good flavor. Steve can say whatever he wants. He's full of shit.
If you have $70,
Okay. If you have $70.
so if you have $70 and you want something that's going to be a knock your socks off, fantastic scotch that's super easy to drink, Glenallachie 12. It is the best, most flavorful scotch, and it's not even cask strength. It's like 90 proof. It's fantastic.
And $70.
I mean, yeah, it's a wee bit expensive.
Yeah, my option
is real
is
good.
19. That's right.
Yeah, and it
19.
tastes like a $19 scotch, Alec.
Hey, you know what? Say what you want. Hate, appreciate. Somebody in chat needs to go and tell Steven he's wrong by buying a bottle and putting it out there, okay?
No.
I'm not allowed to
there
bring
has
this
to
kind
be
of
a
stuff
lot
onto the channel. Okay, I'm forbidden, actually, because I'm a bigot or something when it comes to getting scotch that's finished, apparently.
So, I'm just going to move on past that because you're for sure not a bigot.
I mean,
overall,
as according to your decisions on the Trader Joe's line that I like.
I feel like we didn't give any tasting notes on this other than it's like kind of chocolatey, a little spicy, a little bit of fruitiness in there.
I was going to say hardcore licorice on the palate.
Yeah, chocolatey licorice, like chocolate covered licorice.
But like it's that nice like spicy black licorice kind of like underlying tone, and then there's a very good chocolate topping to it. Very good.
Will say, I actually really like this. And do you want to know how much I bought this? Given I bought a super old rendition of this, like they're literally like batch number 1, and I've never seen it anywhere else. I bought this at Walmart for $29.99.
At Walmart.
Yeah, remember when I was going to your parents and I stopped by that Walmart and I was like, dude, I bought a random bottle.
That was the random bottle?
Yeah, so this is before we got sent samples for this. But that bottle is pretty solid. I like it.
No, I agree. And $29.99 is not a bad price. Like I said,
yeah,
anything that's
105 proof rye whiskey.
Yeah. Oh, and 105 proof. Yeah. $30, totally worth it.
I would pay $40 for this.
I'm going to stop by that Walmart next time I go to my parents' now.
It's good. I like that one a lot, actually. That's so far, out of the ones I've had, this is my favorite. Because it's like, it takes that rye, but it adds a nice, like, fruity, chocolatey subsection to the spicy 95.5 rye that wasn't already there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little tannicky and drying, but the rye spiciness kind of overrides that. Like if I had to gig it mid palate, it's a little tannicky.
I was gonna say maybe tannicky, but I don't think it's dry. I think that it's fine in that regard.
I mean, again, 105 proof finished 95.5 rye, and if that was gross. If I'm gonna guess, 95.5 rye kind of sounds a lot like a good old Ross and Squibb, or AKA MGP. So you can't go wrong with that.
GP.
Well, hey, dude, sometimes you just get hiccups. Okay, it is what it is. Jack, yes, we are still running a giveaway. I will likely do it at the end of this live stream, and I'll put in below. So if you donated money 5 minutes after we end this, I'll put a comment down below with who won the giveaway, and then email me. My email's in the comments below, and then we will get it sent out to you. You mentioned a cherry flavor. How does the flavor get added to the whiskey? Is it fermented cherry flavor? You want to take that, Alec?
No, that's all you. You're the one who knows the science behind the process.
Left in the barrel, or is it? So it's not cherry, as in it's not cherry flavored whiskey. It's kind of you're tearing apart an existing flavor and you're making it correlating. You correlate the flavors you're tasting to things you've tried before. So you can try whiskey and be like, hey, this tastes just like cherry pie. And that's kind of, you're tasting it and you're correlating it to already lived experiences you've had with those. So it's not like it tastes like cherries per se. It reminds you of what cherries taste like in a way. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm saying that.
On the contrary, though, Steve, like there's also the fact that in the barrels, there's the flavors you get out of them, like oak or some of the more common ones. Cherry also fits
Brown
into
sugar.
that range. Yeah, but it fits in because, like, you know, there's obviously like cherry flavored woods out there, or you know, you can get cherry flavored pellets in like for a smoker or something like that. Those are kind of all like stemming down from the same idea that it's coming from the actual barrel itself, that cherry-esque flavor.
I know. Okay. So
I think that's the more generalized cherry flavor that we talk about when we talk about like cherry in the flavor profile.
yeah, I would say usually cherry flavor comes from the oak. I want to say, this is a question that's above my pay grade of or my knowledge, not pay grade. I don't get paid shit for this, guys, unfortunately. But if you wouldn't mind, hit that subscribe button, get us to 1,000 subscribers, so I actually do get paid cents, and then maybe one day it'll actually make me some sort of real money.
Dollars.
Yeah, like a whole ass dollar, boy. No, but that's something, because there's so many variables of like where the flavor comes from. It comes from the mash, comes from the distillation process. Where do you make your cuts? What do you cut out? What are your ingredients in your mash? What oak are you putting it in? Because like, so for example, New American oak is going to be a lot of like vanillas and brown sugars, where French oak, you get more spicier characteristics. And then if you put it in a finished barrel, then you're going to get whatever flavors are finished. So sherry, you're going to get more sherry-esque flavor notes. If you finish it in tequila notes, you're going to get tequila notes.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many variables. I would have to like tear apart a subsection and tell you specifically where that note is coming from. Because I've tried White Dog, and White Dog, you'll get like fruity sherry notes in it too. So part of it comes from the mash, but I think also part of it comes from the barrel as well.
Yeah, I was going to say the only other more prominent cherry flavor that we've had in a lot of different whiskeys is that fake maraschino cherry flavor you love, which I don't know where that necessarily comes from. Yeah, I don't know how you can kind of incorporate that in.
Barrel.
You think that's all barrel?
I think part of it comes from the barrel. So what I will say, I recently had the Calumet 15 year, which is a 15-year-old blend of, I think it's Barton, so 1792. So think like 1792, but aged 15 years old. I think it's 105 proof, and it is oaky and cherry. And then, like, the Wild Turkey 17-year-old bottle in the bond, that's Luden's cough drops, and I love that. Yeah, and even like the Knob Creek 12-year-old starts getting kind of like cherry-ish.
Yeah.
But then there's other things like the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof that don't get cherry. So it's
right. I think that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that's necessarily straight from the barrel. I think there's definitely a underlying process to it for that specific cherry flavor.
Yeah. So Jack says flavors come from the mash, fermentation mixed with soaking of the cask and aging process, caramel, vanillas, cherries, floral, fruity notes, etc. Yeah. So basically, like, flavor notes come from everywhere, and it's just case dependent. So like, for example, the Storytime live stream we're going to do in the near future, there are two identical MGP barrels. So they're two barrel picks that were put on this. They were made in the same mash, so the same exact distillation process. So it's essentially the same whiskey, and they were both dumped in different barrels that were put right next to each other, and they're both different whiskeys. Like, they taste completely different. So it's a wild fun time, and that's why we're doing literally a live stream with only 2 bottles in it, just because I want to tear apart the differences of just what the barrel impact on that whiskey was. Because that's
Well,
it's the same exact whiskey, same exact like location, same exact grain, same exact like climate. So the only thing that's different is what wood and the way that the barrel was made, or the quality of that barrel that impacts it. So the only real impact on that whiskey was barrel.
right. And I think that is a very cool experiment. And I think that it probably does shine a lot of light on the process itself for, distillers that are trying to create some truly unique flavors.
Yeah, and Jack says Eagle Rare comes with dark grape or dark cherry. And yeah, I agree. I've had some picks of Eagle Rare where it's super grapey, and then some where it's not so grapey and it's more cherry-esque.
Yeah. And I go on record as not liking the grapey ones.
Yeah, I know. You don't like it when they grape you.
I do not. I do not, Steve.
Okay, so we're about halfway here, so we need to get the ball rolling because I got stuff to do tonight.
Cornucopia?
So cornucopia, let's get into that. So cornucopia is straight bourbon whiskey finished with brandy cask staves. It is 111 proof. Mash bill is a 70% corn, 21% rye, 9% malted barley. Oak bill is going to be 33.3, so a third X peach brandy, a third X apple, and a third X cognac.
Okay, so all very prominent, very overlapping flavors.
Yeah, and it looks like all these bourbons use the same exact mash bill of 70%, 21%, 9%. So I don't know where they're sourcing that from, but it's the same mash bill all around. So this is kind of an experiment of like, how does your whiskey change based on what you finish it with and what proof it is at. I kind of wish these were all at the same proof so we can kind of just tear apart the different finishes.
Right.
This one's dumb fruity, but it's more like earthy fruits.
This one,
huge.
Yeah, very. This one has a grapiness to it for sure. Grapey.
Yeah, grape, and also that peach brandy.
Oh yeah,
it's so stone fruit. It's peachy AF.
Path. Yeah, and then it's got
sweet
like
brown sugars.
I was gonna say a little bit of apricot, maybe too.
Yeah, it's a heavily stone fruit.
Yeah,
like
just a
dark,
nice big hodgepodge.
Red fruits, dark stone fruits. Maybe like a milk chocolatiness, or white chocolate.
I was gonna say white chocolate.
Chocolatiness.
Careful, Steve. Don't put that whole mic in your mouth.
Oh, hey Bruno. Hey Bruno. Hey Bruno. Up. Bruno, up. You want to come say up?
I think that it's really cool too because it definitely resembles what we've seen in some other whiskeys of that, like the white chocolate fruit that you can kind of get sometimes, like the more exotic chocolate, I guess you could say, but really similar to that. So if you're into that kind of thing, I think it's perfect pairing if you're looking for it.
Yeah, I'm digging this.
As am I. All right, I'm gonna do a little palate work.
That soapiness came back though. The initial bit is soapy, and then it moves past that and gets insanely good.
Okay, I didn't get a ton of soapiness.
What is that soapiness coming from? Like, no, but like as soon as I got that soapiness, it killed it for me. Why is it soapy?
Maybe it's just that, I don't know. Actually, I can describe it in a different way. It's almost like when you have a water softener and you like wash your hands, and you can like definitely feel that it's just viscous, but it's viscous and it has like this weird kind of, I don't know. It's like I don't know how to explain it, but soapy is a good definition. But this one's not as soapy as the others. This one's more of like this, almost oily, I'd say.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
can move past it. It's viscous too, though.
It is
I can
viscous,
move past
extremely
it.
viscous.
Jack says soapiness is probably coming from the grain. I can move past it because after that, it's a huge stone fruit explosion.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah, through the finish.
That ain't it, Chief. Like, this is not my jam one bit. I don't know. This is maybe Broken Barrel just ain't for me.
I don't know. This one, like I said, is not bad.
Yeah.
This one I can
No, it's not. It's not bad. This I would pay. What would you pay for this?
50.
Yeah, I was gonna say like $60.
Okay.
Because I think it's interesting. I think it's fun. The finishes make it fun and flirty and exciting. The soapiness does kind of kill it for me a little bit, but it just ain't it for me. I have the Jefferson's experimental wood collection, and most of them are fantastic, except for one of them. Crazy. What will change based off of the wood finishing? All the same juice. Yeah.
Yeah, Steve's not a huge Jefferson's fan. I got a bottle of just the regular small batch once, and I think that their whole selling point of that they have it on on ships that rock in like the harbor kind of thing. Yeah, is cool. I think that I would like to try some of the more experimental ones and more of the higher end ones, because I think that there is a very good chance they have a little bit more of something that's different, something that you can add to it. But I'd be interested what kind of like experimental collection they have.
Oh man, I just went back to the small batch. The cornucopia is leagues above that small batch.
Oh yeah, well, I could have told you that.
I was trying to clear the glass, okay? Because I don't want to make too many dishes because I have to clean those up. Dustin says, basically, do smoke machines really work? I would say no. They don't really add much flavor at all.
Yeah.
For my experience.
Well, yeah. And I also have right here, this is like a small, just like one glass smoker, basically. And I've tried it a couple of times. I think it's a more difficult process to do. Maybe machines are better at it than something as simple as this. But I also think that, yeah, you're better off getting the smokiness out of the bourbon itself. Like when, we have tried peated scotches or smoked like Texas whiskey, that kind of thing. Otherwise, I don't think it's necessarily a good idea to do after the fact.
Well, because those things, they do it over time. So I would argue it needs more time to sit in the smoke. So take it for example, like when you smoke meat, like you don't throw your meat in there for 5 minutes and it's going to taste smoky.
Right.
No, leave it in there for like an hour.
Or like 10 hours.
Yeah, like at least an hour. Like that's on the short end. So I would say time. Because like, for example, all the smoked whiskeys I know of, they're all in the actual grain process, and they do that to dry it out, and that stuff takes time.
Right.
Like that's not like hey, we're gonna light the fire under here for the next 10 seconds, and then it's all gonna be dry. No, this shit probably takes hours.
What voice was that just now?
I don't know, man.
Can we like, I want to go back to that, no. Steven, and I want that mouth. Steven for the rest of the live stream.
No. Okay, let's listen, Alec. Okay. So what we're gonna do here today? We're gonna get into this Broken Barrel cask strength. It's Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It's 105 proof. Same shit as a small batch, just 105 proof.
Okay. Hopefully it definitely looks darker and better overall, but
I don't know.
I get the feeling we're gonna hit
soapiness.
Oh yeah, on the nose. That's soap. That's straight soap. What the hell?
Why is that?
I don't know.
Are they just maybe it's like tannicky. Maybe I'm like I'm mixing like soapiness with like a tannicky note.
No,
Because it
no,
is kind of like it's tannicky and soapy.
dude, this smells like my laundry that I have to go get out of the dryer. Okay, that's what it smells like.
Dang, you're doing laundry on your own? Pfft,
I
what a
know.
loser.
Did some dishes on my own. Cleaned a little bit of the house
How
up
are
on
you
my own.
surviving out there without Shelby? I thought you would die for sure.
It's very quiet in here. I get scared at night.
It's boring.
That too. Then again, I've been spending this whole week doing schoolwork, so
You sleep with a 1911 under the pillow now?
No, I sleep with it on my chest just in case.
That's so unhealthy. Moving on. I will say, ironically, less soapy than the small batch.
Dude, I think I like the nose of the small batch better than this, if I'm being completely honest.
The soapiness is more prevalent on the cask strength, but it's less overall. I don't know if that makes sense because it's a less percentage of the nose. It's more prevalent because everything else is more prevalent. It's the cask strength cranked up, but I'm not getting as much smokiness. It's our soapiness.
Smokiness. Smoke, soap. Soap, smoke.
Okay,
choke.
I filmed 2 videos before this, and I did not plan on getting into 5 whiskeys today. I planned on getting into 3.
Who wants to see Steve get drunk?
Alec.
Let's get it on. All right.
I got shit to do after this.
Okay, let's do some palate work.
No, that ain't for me, dude. It's soapy. The cornucopia is fantastic, though. Yeah. Like, if we're gonna put all these on a baseline, the California oak and the cornucopia. So basically, like the.
What about the regular rye?
Oh, the rye's also. I'm talking just in general, like their bourbons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the small batch and the cask strength ain't it.
Whoa.
By far, I will say, I go cornucopia, the rye, and then the California oak. And then from there, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I might say that the cask strength's my least favorite because it's so
soapy.
It's so much. It's everything I don't like about the small batch, but cranked up to cask strength. It is not right. There's something not right.
The only saving grace I'll give to the cask strength, and this does not by any means make it good, is that it does have a good nuttiness to it that kind of overshadows some of the other flavors, but I agree with you. Cornucopia is by far the best. The rye, I'd say the rye and Cali Oak are kind of on par with each other, different flavor profiles, but both are good. And yeah, I couldn't really tell you which one, whether the cask strength or the small batch. I think that they're
going
both.
Cask strength and then small batch. Small batch is worse. I just tried them back to back. The small batch is just there's no good sides on the cask strength or on the small batch. The cask strength, at least it does have that kind of like it's that like fruity nuttiness on there that I kind of do enjoy. It's soapy and then moves on to like a fruity nuttiness. I think what we're saying is soapy is kind of, it's a tannicky, like barrel woodsy, oaky funk. And my camera just died. What the heck? This has never happened. Is this not plugged in?
Okay, I'm gonna agree with you, but honestly, both of them are not the best. It's a hard sell, man. That's a hard sell. Jesus, they should stop that line.
Yeah, Alec, hold down the fort for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I've never had whiskey quite like this. I think that it's a very special batch. I think that I think the idea was cool. I loved hearing about it. I love the description. But it's just got a really weird kind of feeling. And again, the cornucopia, I would say it's comparable to Eagle Rare, but I also think that Eagle Rare is, very well done. And it's hard to kind of, put a name up against that that's going to be equally as good. But cornucopia is a very good comparison. The regular rye, very good. I think that overall it's got a good flavor to it, and I think that it's unlike the more popular rye flavor profile that you see out there nowadays, which is that super duper like spicy, very heavy on like the vegetal notes and stuff like that. Steve and I have had a lot more of those lately, and I'd say that this is a nice kind of step back to that very like chocolatey, little bit of licorice, and just a good amount of fruit. And the Cali Oak, I think, is just a really good overall. I think that as far as blending goes, or not blending, but as far as like mixing up the mash bill, well done.
Yeah, mixing of the stave finishing oak bill. I think the Cali Oak was probably, I don't know. The cornucopia is also pretty fantastic, but there's something just like nice and crushable about this Cali Oak one.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's not called Cali Oak, it's called California Oak.
Dude.
I know what I wrote, Alec. BB Cali Oak.
Yeah.
It's called borderline acronyms because
look, when I go to the store, I'm gonna walk up to the clerk and be like, "Yo, you got some of that BB?
You got some BB.
You got BB Cali Oak? No, you don't got no BB Cali Oak. Why don't you got no BB Cali Oak? Huh?
Listen, you.
This is like constipated Steven, I'm hearing. Okay.
LO, nice. There's always a first for everything. Yeah, dude. This has been a live stream of firsts. My camera died.
Dude, I think this is great.
Alec, well, my camera's also been turned on for like the last 3 hours trying to figure out the camera angle, filming some other videos. Learned so much. I don't know how.
Learned so much.
But yeah, this has been a nightmare of a live stream. So Alec, if you were gonna go buy any of these, which ones would you be willing to buy?
What was the price point on the rye again?
I bought it for $30, but I feel like that's a steal.
Okay, so we'll say rye. 35 in general, maybe.
Sub 40. Here, let me Google it.
Google it.
Broken Barrel Rye. Let's see what the internet say. Broken Barrel Heresy Rye Caskers. Here we go. You could buy it online, $33. So.
Okay, 33.
Yeah,
I'd say out of all
$30.
of them, then I'd probably pick the rye because the cornucopia you said was how much?
Oh, I don't even know.
Okay, well, we were guessing it.
Let's see.
If we could say it's anywhere between 50 and 60, I think the cornucopia is actually a pretty good buy as well. But I'd still probably go with the rye just because it's also 105 proof, which is a great range to be in, and I think it's honestly pretty crushable. Yeah, I know you say that the Cali Oak is crushable, but I think that rye is also fairly crushable.
Yeah, so Broken Barrel. Oh, that's the double oaked. So I can't find the cornucopia online unless if I'm clicking on the wrong shit. Oh, wait, here we go. Cornucopia, $70.
Okay, I'm sticking with the rye then. That's a little pricey, but still might be worth it. I mean, if you never had it, I think it's a good try. Definitely a good try. But yeah, I'd say the rye is my favorite.
Yeah, and then the Cali Oak is 35. I'm actually gonna lean. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go rye, cornucopia, Cali Oak, just on price point wise. So on value, what I would buy. Because I think there's something super fun and exciting with the cornucopia. That's borderline getting to one of the barrel super fun and flirty finishes.
Well, yeah, like I said, I think it's honestly
but it's
comparable
not
to
quite
Eagle Rare.
there.
Yeah, it's like it's Eagle Rare, but it's
You said
not
Eagle
as
Rare? What the hell?
No, I mean
No.
it's comparable to Eagle Rare. I mean, in like what's trying to be done. Like it's good and it has great flavor to it, but Eagle Rare is, refined process done over and over and can, it's perfection almost. But I think that what Cornucopia is trying to do is in that direction.
I'm gonna agree to disagree on this one, fam. I think it's a fun, exciting finish. I think it's closer, instead of like going to Eagle Rare, I would say it's closer to like a barrel product, like the barrel seagrass or the barrel dovetail, barrel armida, where they're trying to do a fun, flirty, exciting finish to it.
Yeah, okay.
And I think it's starting to kind of get
direction.
there. Yeah,
Okay.
It's getting to the level of those, but it's not quite at that level of prestige. I think it's about halfway there. $70 I'm okay with. I'd rather spend like 55. If I saw this at the store for 55, I would throw my credit card at it. Be like, here you go, take it. 70, I think I would still buy that 70. Just don't tell Olivia.
Obviously, never. She can't go back and watch this.
The rye, I think the rye value wise, 95.5 rye with a nice finish on it.
Oh, I think it's fantastic.
You can't beat it for $30. Like, that is just value up the ass. That Cornucopia and then the Cali Oak, just because the Cali Oak is crushable. Hey, Bruno.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Well said.
Well. Oh, that was a small batch. Oh, it's so soapy. Why is it like that?
You're going to have to write a letter to the company.
Dear Lord. Well, I know their marketing manager. That being said, that's a wrap for this video. I will close out the giveaway as we end this live stream and get that information sent out. And if you did donate, check in the comments below. You'll see something like that within the next 5, maybe 10 minutes, depending on how long it takes me to run it. And we'll get that sent out to you. If you won, just email us back. Alec, any closing notes before we close this bad boy out?
Soap might not be the best way to go.
Agreed.
I think that's the takeaway from this
yeah.
live stream.
I do
Soap's
like
for washing your hands, not for
cornucopia.
drinking your whiskey.
I like that cornucopia though. Like, despite it being slightly soapy, I think that's really good.
Yeah. I think overall value or overall quality.
Yeah, just whiskey alone, that's my favorite one of the night. Value wise, the Heresy Rye is just, dude, like, I'm gonna say MGP because I don't know any other 95.5 rye that's like that price point, but like, it's essentially a finished 95.5 rye for $35.
Yeah.
What are you doing? That's a wrap for this video though. Cheers, y'all. We'll see you later. Cheers.